Yesterday, Donald Trump unveiled his Golden Dome proposal. The Golden Dome. Okay, so what is the Golden Dome? It's essentially the same thing that Israel has, which is called the Iron Dome, which Barack Obama was kind enough to give Israel, which, by the way, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to say Barack Obama, maybe you shouldn't have done that. Just saying. Maybe these people would actually have to negotiate just a little bit if they didn't have that Iron Dome. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, Donald Trump wants one for the entire country, and he wants to call it the Golden Dome. I'm just picturing the conversation, behind the scenes. It's like, Mr. President, would you like to have an Iron Dome for America? Well, yeah, but we got to call it the Golden Dome. You know how I feel about gold, folks. Anyway, he's in the Oval Office. They're asking him about it, and the Oval Office has just become kind of like this hoarder's closet for Donald Trump, where he's got, there's no wall space left. Everything is just covered in, presidential portraits and gold leaf. And, over in the corner, he's got his copy of the Declaration of Independence, that's supposed to be behind a curtain to keep, from damaging it. But I leave it open because I like to look at it. It's the real one. No. It's not the one that they have the one that they have in D.C. That's the fake one. I have the real one right here with me. Anyway, he's got a big old poster sitting behind him in the White House. In the Oval Office, of this picture of the United States with a big golden dome over top of it. And here's the thing. This has been tried before. This was tried a long time ago by Ronald Reagan, except they called it Star Wars, because in the 80s, Star Wars was a big deal. So it's essentially, we're going to use missiles that are on stations in the atmosphere that are going to shoot down other missiles that are coming at us. Look, Donald Trump, I'm not going to say he came up during the 80s, but he was a big muckety-muck in the 80s. We had Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and Donald Trump was living high on the cocaine 80s days. I'm not saying he was doing cocaine. I'm just saying those were the days. And Donald, he is scared shitless of nuclear war. That's just who he is. He's always been that way. And during the Reagan era, which he, by the way, in this interview, praised Ronald Reagan for Star Wars and saying that this is a continuation of it. And he is, he also says that, that Canada wants it too. I don't know if that's true or not. Donald Trump pulls a lot of shit out of his ass, including this. He says that to start off is going to be $25 million, and then it's going to be $175 billion total. Now, look, I don't know if you guys know anything about government spending, but it is never what they say. It's always going to be double, triple, quadruple what they say it's going to be. The CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, estimates that it's going to cost about $580 billion. And that's probably a low ball, too. But he says, it's super technology, folks. It's super, I tell you. Everything is super. It's tremendous. Actually, I should have said it was tremendous technology. That's illiterate with the whole double T thing, It's tremendous technology. Look, folks, our biggest defense on planet Earth is our geographic location. We have the Pacific on one side. We have the Atlantic on the other. We are separated by a lot of stuff, even during World War II, where all of the crazy shit that's going on between Japan and China and Germany trying to take over the entirety of Europe, and all of the warring that's going on all over the place during that conflict, we were immune to it because we're so fucking far away. That's your first line of defense as it is. Okay, now you say with the advent of nuclear warheads, that's a different story. And I'm not saying that there is not a chance that nuclear war could happen, but we are so goddamn busy preparing for nuclear war that we're actually causing it. You see, space was supposed to be kind of a all of the major nations, China, Russia, us, we have all agreed over the years that space was supposed to be a neutral territory. When we have space stations up there, we have mutual agreements with Russian and Chinese and American scientists and astronauts up there. In space is supposed to be a neutral place. Now, Donald Trump is trying to put missile platforms up there. You think that that's not going to cause an increase? What? We're going to build some missile platforms and Russia and China aren't? He is essentially escalating this just by doing this and taking the neutrality out of space and turning it into a new wartime space, if you will. I mean, diplomacy is actually a thing. We could try it. I mean, we've never tried it. In our 250 years of existence, the United States has been at war for 230 of them. I mean, I just got a crazy idea. How about we negotiate? We do a little diplomacy. Donald Trump's always talking about negotiating, right? Jesus. I mean, remember, it was like, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, he was talking about cutting the military, and now we're increasing the military. It's $1 trillion, and now we're spending $500 billion on crypto and $500 billion on Star Wars, Golden Dome, Iron Dome, super technology, Space Force bullshit. I thought that, we needed to get the budget in order and that the Dems are always doing the spending and the Republicans are fiscally conservative. Yeah. Meanwhile, Donald Trump spends like it's going out of fucking style. He loves spending taxpayer money. And of course, as long as he gets his cut. So, we as a nation are a very warlike place. We are constantly picking fights all over the fucking planet. Maybe they wouldn't be so warlike if we weren't always fucking picking fights with people. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe after all of these years, maybe we could just take a moment and go, wait a minute. Are we the baddies? Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.